So have you read them?
I did. So the Burner Boys was a reread for me because I read it when it first came out, and I was like, I remember some of it, but let me go back and reread it. And I was like, you know what? I definitely remember 5 star in that book, so it was a 5 star
Girl,
for
I
me.
didn't know the book was this thick off a Kindle.
You know what? It was a lot of pages. I honestly read it pretty fast this time, and I think before I didn't read it as fast because I got a lot more time on my hands now. It took me a while to read it back then, and when it first came out.
Man, I went and bought the book because I read it off Kindle. I read all
Hmm.
4 books off Kindle. So
Hmm.
when I got the book, I was like, why is it this fucking beefy?
You know what though? I'm not even gonna complain because there's some bigger books than that, and I'd be like, "Oh, y'all just want me to drown in the book. Y'all want me to be swimming in the pages."
So let's talk about the characters.
Okay, yes.
Yadi. What did you think about Yadi? What was your whole outlook on Yadi as a being a burner boy, being an assist, all that stuff?
So I liked him. I mean, of course, he a little rough around the edges. He's not
Hmm.
open to people, and I
Yeah.
get it, because it be like that when you are suffering through different stages of life and the passing of his mom. But I mean, I think it was good. He found his own family, which is
Mm.
it's just how you got to make it. So I liked him a lot. I think he was well written. He was well written.
So what do you feel about Liberty though?
Oh my.
Mm.
I wanted Liberty to love herself more
Right.
because although she was adopted, she was like, I just want the love from y'all, but I needed her to love herself so much more because there is no way that she should have been taking all of that from her sister and she's taking care of the mama and she was breaking her back. I mean, like going to school, no. I wanted her to love herself so much more. I
And
it
that
just
was that was the thing for me. Liberty has such a potential in the book to just be this empowerment of, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. It's about me because I've been taking care of y'all just too long.
absolutely. Absolutely. And she needed to have be her sister up. Way,
Man,
way,
I was
way,
ready to throw
way
hands when
before.
I found out that was her sister. I was like, why
Uh,
why is she not fucking this bitch up?
yeah, because it couldn't have been me. We hands on the gun,
Bruh.
and even if she didn't want to, she had a best friend who was like down for her. So, hey, come handle the light, the light work, please.
Man. But
Because
see,
mm,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead. I was just like, I did not like Leah. Mm-mm.
Because the shit that she pulled with Yadi,
Oh yeah.
that bullshit, like you hear it all the time, females like, oh, I'm pregnant, but
Hmm.
that ain't, they just trying to keep the nigga. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that shit just pissed me off so much. But also when Yadi disrespected her at that tree, the way
Hmm.
my fist would have went into his mouth, the way, I don't care how sexy you just called me a what? To who?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no. And it wasn't
Yeah.
my fault.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For
He
sure.
and then you wouldn't have even thought they were childhood friends the way he was acting.
Oh yeah, facts. Cause he was like, "Oh, I didn't remember her," and she was upset that he didn't. But I'm like, oh, y'all changed. But I think he definitely should have still remembered her. It was no way he should have been talking to her like that though. She should have got up and low key decked him right in his like
Man.
one real quick. That's all he needed to get him right. I mean, I am happy he turned around and apologized, but it still shouldn't have been like it was in the first place. You should never be that rude to somebody just because you
And it
in your
wasn't even
feelings
her fault,
at
yo.
all, at
She
all.
didn't drop the paper. You did, my guy. You weren't
You
looking where you
created
was going.
he created the whole situation. Like I mean, paper, coffee, backpack, all on
Man.
him. Yeah.
Man. And then also, then you have the situation where Sassy, I loved her in
Oh
this book.
yeah.
His I loved her so much. I've been asking the authors of this series, please give
Mhm.
me a book about her.
She do need her own book because she was that girl. Like I
Like,
mean, she handled her business. She was like, okay. She was like, look, Liv, you married too, girl. Let's we locked in. She
do,
needs her own book for
do you
sure.
think that the author went about making sure that the females didn't come off as damsels in distress and gave them more personality than, a lot of times when you read MC books, it's always about the males, even
Hmm.
though the females are characters as well. But do you feel like she really embodied, okay, they all have their separate shit, but this female ain't no weak bitch type deal?
For Sassy, yes.
Mm.
For I don't know how to say the best friend name, but for Liberty's best friend, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just not Liberty. Because I mean, it took for Yadi to be like, okay, come on, let me help you, let me get you going and everything. For her to be like, oh, I'm better. And I still think she could have done better because she was on the right track. I mean, school,
Right.
hard working. So she needed to be a little bit more of a boss for me.
I can see that. I can see that because she did have the potential to be a boss.
Hmm.
But what killed me was in book two, you see her being a boss,
Hmm.
the boss that she should have been in book one.
But yeah.
Now, how do you feel about the situation with the mother and the sister, of how that's so realistic in the sense that you do have a parental, sometimes parental people that are in your life that are like that? How does this that situation resonate or don't resonate, or do you think that uh it should have been more to it?
So like as far as the mom drinking and how okay, so I have a stepdad and I have a stepmom too. So I never had to deal with like any ill towards like a parent or them treating me different. So I hate that so bad. I was like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
cannot believe that she only stood up for Liberty at one point in her life. You called the
Yeah.
police because your husband did some inappropriate stuff. That's it. Other than that, it was like you're just here. And I felt like the mom should have been better. Because then it's like, okay, you started drinking and you started just going down, going down, going down. And then you let Leah get away with so much. And
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, Leah was essentially happy to have a sister before all that happened. And like, you didn't be like, okay, you allowed your older daughter to basically, like they said, be brainwashed by this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was a big dummy because there's no way that that dad, that did that to multiple girls and you're like, he's not wrong.
Hell, did it to her ass too. In the
You
end,
need
we found out that he was tricking
you need
her ass.
help. Help. Help.
Like, beyond, beyond. Now, how do you feel about the Burner Boys, the MC Club? What did they give off to their MC Club? They, you know, pretty much was running the city, minus, the Haitians and stuff.
Mhm.
But they was running the city. How did you feel about their whole dynamic?
I like them. It was it was drama free, but only drama when other people brought it to them.
Right.
So they just were a vibe to me. I mean, I like it. I mean, hey, I want to be in a biker. Let me go ride a bike or something. But I like them as a whole. The vibe was good. Hmm.
So, with this book, what do you give it?
So I gave it a 5, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it was good. Um, if I wanted to teeter, it probably would have been like a 4.5, but a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of Liberty mostly. I just, she just, she just, she just irked me a little bit. And I was like, girl, ugh. I was like screaming at her while I'm reading, but like, just boss up, stand up. So
Weak in the knees. Stand
I was
up.
like, please. I mean, I'm happy though, she was still grinding it out. And even she stood firm when, she told her like, hey, I don't wanna be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, because even with what's his name? Her first Michael, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Marcel. I
Marcel,
think it
yeah.
was Marcel.
I feel like I don't know how to pronounce it, but him, even with him, she bossed up a little bit, but also no.
But Marcel was a bitch ass.
He absolutely was.
He was
He was.
a bitch to the upteenth thousand. Like, he was a pretty boy bitch ass.
He really was.
You get it.
Yeah.
Hey, friend, you on here?
And I'm sorry.
You good? You good?
I'm sorry. Okay, where was we at?
We talking about Marcel bitch ass.
Yes. Hated him, hated him, hated him. I mean, he like, oh, I got feelings for you. I like you. But like her best friend said, you weren't helping me with nothing. You was just like, here, let me drop off some D.
Right,
Keep it pushing.
right.
And now that I say I'm moving on, now you want to be like, I can help you with any and everything. Like, please, absolutely not.
And that shit pissed me off too, because they were treating her like she was this charity case, and she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, she not wearing designer shit. And the sister with that whole I'm a rich bitch and you a po-ho was really getting on my nerve.
I mean, because we living in the same place. You ain't got no job. You depending on all these men.
Bitch, you was not on a yacht. Quit playing. Quit
At
playing.
all. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? Oh, I hated Leah so bad. I hated her so bad. Every time she thought that she could just boss up on her on Liberty, it was like, girl, sit down. You're not
And that shit
amazing.
pissed me off. That shit pissed me off so much. And I was just like, damn, how the fuck you gonna hate your sister like this, but you always putting her down? You know what I'm saying? Your insecurities are showing, boo. And that's the whole book. That's all I kept thinking to myself. Like, she an insecure bitch. I swear to God.
So bad. So it was like it was like, please get it together. And I was like,
Man,
and I wanted to know what really made her be the way she was. Cause it can't really just be
man,
that your daddy gone and now all of a sudden you just feel like I'm better than you. Cause
yo,
how?
when I say, I was just like, these women in this book were like night and day. And Sassy was always spitting some knowledge though, whether it's to the boys or to the girls. She was spitting wise knowledge to them.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
appreciated the author putting that in there, because a lot of times, especially nowadays, a motherfucker don't listen to their elders.
Mm-hmm.
They just go willy nilly and do whatever they want. But she
Mm-hmm.
literally was spitting knowledge to them, like, I'm in this life, I know about it. Listen to what the hell I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that she was like, if you do that girl wrong, I'm gonna beat your ass.
No, okay, yeah.
Now I was like, now that's a mama. That's
No,
a real mama.
absolutely.
It's like,
Absolutely.
I ain't taking up for my son. You fuck up with this girl, I'm gonna fuck your ass up.
Yep. That's
So I love
exactly.
that.
I
Now,
definitely loved all the knowledge she gave. Even Pope, he was like, listen, we a family and do as you're supposed to do. We gonna handle it and we gonna keep it pushing. Cause absolutely Yadi was wilding when he did not tell on Rashid. And I
mm-hmm.
was like, come on now. Cause not only did he
Man,
put you in danger, he put you, your best friends, your brothers, your family, like in a hole, you know?
right.
And he pissed me off so bad because I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you let him get away with it for so long. Like, that could have been nipped in the bud. Okay. It was no way he should have let that go on so long. At
But
all.
see, that shows you that even older guys, they do the same shit. When pussy is involved and it's guaranteed, they'll let the most dumbest shit ride.
Dumb. Dumb.
You know this is not good for you. Even if you ain't trying to, like, get with her on
Mm-hmm.
that level, you know motherfuckers catch feelings when it's good dick.
Mm-hmm.
Or good kitty cat. They will
Mm-hmm.
catch feelings quick. So he already knew the way she was acting. But motherfuckers be so quick to be for that crazy shit and think that shit cute until it ain't cute no more.
Till it ain't cute.
Till it ain't cute
So now
no
they
more.
like, what's going on? And they sitting here like, I ain't want this.
I swear. I was just sitting here like when I was reading, I was like, this is the theme of this series. Y'all fucking with these crazy hoes, knowing that they ain't shit, but because it's convenient, you keep it moving.
It's always about the convenience.
Girl,
It's
I
always
was sitting
about
here
what I can get right now, right there.
I was sitting here like, girl. Now we finna talk about my other favorite.
Okay.
Pink Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Now I heard your review when you said you thought she was a sugar
Cause I mean, she was like, I got you. I could do this. I could do that. And I was like, it's a real sugar mama vibes. But you know, they were like, hey, we could sign the prenup. And I'm like, all right, she's still a sugar mama. She's still a low-key sugar mama.
That shit had me dying because I didn't even look at it from that point of view. But then I had to go back and read it. And I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm. I mean, because she was like, come on, I got you. Let me help you out. And I'm not saying that he couldn't use the help because he could, especially because he was dealing with such heaviness, you know. And I understand that. But Rock was a sugar mama. She's a sugar wife now. But
Man. But what did you think about before we? Because I love. Oh, let me just say this. I love this book because I'm president of an MC club, female MC club. So it was just I was eating this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you feel about Diesel being in the situation that he was in? That he literally just pretty much was ego. It was ego.
Yeah. So I'm like, it went bad because granted, the ex-girlfriend, baby mama did him dirty and, you know, put restraining orders out and ghosted him and everything. So I felt bad, but also I was like, listen, you let it get to a point where it was detrimental for you, you know, no job and everything. And then you just moved to this
Yeah.
island and now your brother got to take care of you.
Yeah.
I was like, sir, I think it would have been so different, but his ego was getting in the way. And I mean, of course, you commend him because he was like, I'm going to work. I want to work for my money and everything. And I'm like, okay, I feel it because he want to be a sugar baby.
The book we're talking about is Pink Smoke. And hey, Brandy, thank you for coming on. This is Pink Smoke book series. Pink Smoke book series 1. I mean, book 1. I don't know because Diesel was in a situation with that ex of his that was bogus. As somebody who's been in the military and know these bitches be tricking when they husbands to go overseas.
Girl, wives and husbands. Oh, don't get me started. We not here for school. Don't get me started.
So when that whole situation came about, I was like, ain't that about a bitch because that's so real.
It's so real.
Off like this was this man's child.
First of all, her husband was a dummy because ain't no way.
Man,
ain't no way.
You know how many motherfuckers would have been like, I'm going to jail.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way that you really thought that he was just a stalker. Just a stalker. Now you looking at your baby and you like, my baby don't even look like me.
Man.
My baby low-key sort of look like this other man. Sir, come on.
Girl, let me tell you a story. I was in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a girl, she was tricking with a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And while her husband was overseas, we was in Iraq. Mm-hmm. Came back, she like, oh, this is your baby. Now, we knew it wasn't his baby, but he was so embarrassed he didn't want to say it wasn't his baby.
Of course.
And then he invited us to come when she, delivered to see the baby. We all looking at each other like, who gonna say it? And then
this Harpo.
And then this Negro gonna say, he got my hands. Bitch.
He did not say that baby got his hands.
Yes. Bitch, the way I did the moonwalk out of that room so I wouldn't laugh in this man's face. Like, ma'am, you know
I would
good
have
and God
hollered.
didn't.
I would have hollered.
Man, everybody else was laughing, but I had to do the because I was like, nope, nope, nope. That's what this
Listen,
situation reminded me of.
that was too
Virgo
much.
girl knows she didn't have to write him like that. Right there.
I was like, stand up, because these military men be like, all right, I'm leaving my wife. They be like, I'm leaving her ass. Like,
And then her trying to play the victim in this whole situation, trying to play the victim, then do Diesel and her husband dirty.
dirty.
And then made Diesel seem like he the bad guy because he didn't want to be with her ass.
And that's what she went to like the extreme. I think it would have been okay had she ended up being like, hey, this is what happened. And I think it would have been all right. You know, granted, she was worried about losing her husband, but
Well, she should have thought that before she spread her legs.
I mean, she should have, before she was flying back and forth in a whole nother life.
And that's another thing. This bitch was living a double
A
life.
whole life. She didn't even really have, it wasn't even like no sneaky link. Let's just
No.
every now and then. No, this was a whole nother,
You was living with this man,
life on
basically.
life too.
Like you was pulling, I got a husband over here and a husband in this state. Type deal. But then got mad because you lost the. I think the part that got me was she got mad because she could not have her cake and eat it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
She wanted him to still be there after he found out about the marriage and be her side nigga in the light.
I mean, he might have did it if she would have been up front. You know, some people like it. If you like it, you can love it. I mean, hey, he might have did it. You know?
I'm just saying. I feel like he got the raw end of the stick when it came to this situation. He should no way been living outside his house. I mean, out in a car. But you didn't have to go and beat that man ass.
That's a fact.
Over this bitch that wasn't even yours.
Absolutely. It was just messy. It was just messy. Like for him, her, the husband, it was a lot. I mean, I just, like I said, I think these did better because ain't no way you let her get to about your character that much.
He was too fine to let her take him off of his square.
That's not. It shouldn't have been no way. He should have been like, you know what, cool. Let's take it to the courts. Let's get it done the right way.
And the way she was trying to hold the baby over his head.
Girls be crazy.
That shit right there.
Take your kids. No. I mean, let me get a break. You come get him right now. They're waiting.
She was trying to take it, but when she found out he had leveled up with what's her name? What was her name? With Rock. When she found out he had leveled up, she really thought she was finna do some real cake ass shit to this girl.
Different story. Girls be crazy. Girl. And honestly, Rock handled it really good because she was like, listen, I'm here. It is what it is. I got your back. And I was like, that's exactly what she should have did. No drama. It was like, I'm here for you. That's it. You know, whatever you decide, whatever the outcome. And I feel because,
See, I'm wild because, you know, off of GP, I probably would have slapped that hoe. The pimp hand would have been strong. She had some baby powder or some shit.
She did.
Because she really, really was digging in on this man. She was really digging in on this man. So I'm sitting here like, I would have had your back after I slapped the shit out of this hoe. Like,
yeah. I mean, I feel it. I mean, either way, it would have been good. I liked her approach to it. You know, and if she would have got slapped, she would have got slapped, and I would have liked that too, because I probably would have been laughing.
Man, because she was talking mad reckless, like in the hospital. She was mad reckless, like
just crazy. It'd be the craziness in the water they
Like,
drink.
only thing would have been in my head since Rock was rich, I would have been like, shit, I could afford a lawyer. I'll be out
Uh,
of jail tomorrow. Like,
bail me out. You got the bail money, right? Right. All right, cool.
right. Cause girl, the way we was already in the hospital, I just put her ass in that bitch for a longer stay. What the fuck?
She needs to be checked in as a patient. We're all here.
So, how did you feel about Rock's situation with her mother and her siblings? Cause that was some deep ass shit.
It was. I felt for her because, her mom was going through something and she couldn't really help it. I just really do hate how her sister and the brother just was like,
Yeah,
it's
Blue was like, fuck her ass.
he was like, it is what it is. He said, who is this? Who are these people? I don't know them. Family who? And I don't like that. Okay. And her sister being there, it was like, maybe you dealt with it a little bit, but
Mm,
it wasn't fair for Rock to have to
take the
take
brunt of
care
it.
of her mother on her own, especially when
Right.
y'all in the same place. Y'all live in the same area. It's no reason she should have had to handle that on her own.
And the fact that mental health is such an issue that the black community do not like really talking about.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was the part when they were at the restaurant or the club, whatever, and the
Mhm.
mother slapped her.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
And
Well, when he was eating, right? He was sitting down
yeah,
eating. Mhm.
that shit was just so heartbreaking because she
Mhm.
took it and was like, you know what, that she's just going through an episode.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And the sister and brother just like, well, I'm emotional, so I don't want to deal with it. That was the sister, and then the brother's like, fuck that bitch. That's pretty much what he said. Fuck that bitch.
He did. He did. I agree. I think people should talk about mental health a lot more. Black people for sure. So I'm always tell y'all, if you need some help, get some help. Okay. I've been there. We probably all been there. It's okay to get help. I'm always advocate for that. And I'm happy she stuck with it. Like I said, I'm just mad that her sister really was like, no, I'm not dealing with it. Like that pissed me off.
Do you
It pissed
think
me
her
off
sister
so bad.
was real selfish?
I think I think she was selfish. And I want to say, like, I get it because she was probably struggling and she probably had it hard with her mom. But at this point, like, it's not like your mom could really control it. She
Mm,
couldn't really help it. And just the steps to continue getting help, it would have been okay to assist your sister in it. Maybe not every time, but at least some of the time. Not like I just completely gave up and said, we in the same place. I'm not
right.
dealing with it.
I
I don't like that. It was selfish in
yeah.
a sense.
So how did you feel about it being a female MC club
I liked
and
it.
the
So
men were like secondary?
I feel like I would have liked to see more of them like as a club
Mm-hmm.
and maybe more of them doing events and activities, just
Mm-hmm.
so it could pull it all in. Like I know we were focused on Rockin' Diesel, but as the club, I wanted to see more from the ladies. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would have been a lot more vibrant. I gave the book a 3 because I definitely was like, I wanted to see more of them as a club.
I think I gave the book a 4.5 for the simple
Hmm.
fact you don't see too many female MC
Hmm.
clubs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would have loved for more action as far as MC club
Hmm.
itself, but it was the situations. I guess I'm looking at it from a perspective of
Hmm.
being in an MC club
Okay.
and the situations that really be going down
Hmm.
in a club that people just think they just see the bikes and or cars or whatever
Hmm.
and be like, oh, that's dope. But the
Hmm.
situations that be going on
So
with
I think for me, it
the
probably would have made me like the book a little more if we could see that in the book. Because it
yeah,
was like,
okay,
okay, it's the
I
female
feel what you're
club.
saying.
They ride and it's like, okay, boom. That's kind of just what it was for me, and the story was more focused on, I mean, it should be on Rock, but
Right.
I would have liked for to see maybe Diesel attending some stuff with them outside of the one event that they end up riding up to. I think that probably would have just made me like it a little more. I gave it like a 3 I think on my story graph I did like a 3.5 because it wasn't bad, and I just would like to have seen more of that. And for me, a three is not bad. For me, a three is
No,
okay,
it's
was
not.
good. I might not. I'm probably not gonna reread the book, because
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be like, oh,
Have you read
But
book two?
I did not read book two. I was thinking about it. I said
Book
I'm gonna
two
read
actually
it.
puts more of the MC life into it,
Okay, then I'm gonna check it out for sure. Then for sure.
and you see more of Blue.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he ain't gonna piss me off. I said, uh-oh. don't,
Mm-hmm.
don't let him. He gonna piss me off. Ooh, he need to be beat. he need to. He
But
need
see
to be.
but when you read book two, you're gonna understand the whole dynamic of why he the way he like that, why he's
Okay.
like that, and why hey Dominique, uh why he's like that, and why he has such this hate for his mother. Even
Okay.
though mental illness is a big part of it, but you're gonna see and you're gonna be like, I don't care if this bitch got mental illness, fuck that hoe.
Mm.
That is exactly how I was like, fuck that hoe.
Oh gosh. Now I'm just, now I'm just saying
Girl.
like, uh-oh.
Cause girl, she was
Uh-oh.
wilding. She was, you know how they said back in my day, yeah,
Uh-oh.
back in her day, she was
Uh-oh. Mama was
wild.
out here like, hey, you gonna get it how you live.
She was wilding. I was like, damn. I guess the first book was the introduction,
Okay.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
but the second book is like, okay, now we're getting to the nitty gritty.
Okay.
And then she had the third book coming out, I think sometime this month or next month.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm just like, but also I just feel like with these books, she's showcasing the vulnerability that it takes for a woman when she's in a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
She can be vulnerable and show her femininity
Mm-hmm.
more.
Okay.
Whereas, when we're not in a safe space, we tend to, be more locked up, aggressive.
Yeah.
Like it ain't even aggressive, it's just protective over ourselves.
Right.
So that's what I got from this series so far.
Okay.
That she pretty much was showing, okay, we women that stand on our own, we got our own money. We don't need your ass.
Right.
You just a commodity to us. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mhm.
an addition.
Rock showed that, and I was like, okay, girl. So I mean, that's why I said I liked her because she was like, I got it. I don't need you.
That part. That part. And the way he was dicking her down it.
Hey.
The way he was blowing me back
I,
out.
he said, hey, that's what you're here for. Thank you.
So I'll be
Yeah.
your sugar mama.
And that's why I said, you know what? And that's why she was soft sugar mama. She wasn't complete like, she was
She
soft.
was a sweetheart.
She was soft like me. Yeah,
She was already living her soft life. She
she
was
was.
already in the soft era.
She needed it. She was out here doing her thing as a mom too, and I was like, I like that
Mm-hmm.
and being respectful of her son. So
Mm, that part. That part. She was so respectful of the fact that she had a child. And
yes.
she was like, ain't no man coming between me and my baby. You
Mm-hmm.
either accept the fact that I got him or you can kick bricks. Because I don't need
Absolutely.
you. Now, on the other hand,
Oh my God.
so cute. On the other hand, when we talk about the Burner Boyz,
Mm-hmm.
it was the opposite because where Rock was like, look, I don't need no man.
Mm-hmm.
Yadi, the male lead, he was like hurting because he didn't have that love.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think it was he didn't have love for himself due to the fact that he thought all his love went to when his mother died.
Yeah.
And it took a woman to bring that, even though he had sassy, it took a woman that really loved on him
Mm-hmm.
and loved him for him, not just a burner boy, anything,
Mm-hmm.
to bring him into his soft era.
Yeah, it was more so she cared about what was on the inside versus everything on the outside, the outer shell,
Right.
the money you can the money you got in the club and
Hmm.
everything. It was more so like I just want to be comfortable with you. And he needed that. He did. And I think kind of the difference too is Rock was able to be like, even though my mother had problems, I can still flourish.
That
And then Yadi was like, I don't got my mama, so how can I be a little bit softer?
right.
That was the difference. They both didn't have their mama in a sense, you know. But he just took it in a different direction and like, okay, I can be the best. And he was more like, I'm gonna get there, but I need somebody else to help me bring it out, you know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And even though Liberty, and as we said before, she should have been more assertive of herself
Mm-hmm.
before Yadi came along, but circumstances really, because when you beat down,
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah.
somebody beats you down verbally, mentally, emotionally, all that stuff, sometimes it just takes so much out of you that you just don't even.
Mm-hmm.
You just trying to make it.
Yep.
I think with Liberty's case, that was pretty much where she was at. Even though
Mm-hmm.
she was trying to fight for herself, the fight was because the two people that she loved the most didn't love her.
Yeah.
And then I think the topping of everything was when she saw Yadi and this nigga went ham on her ass.
Yeah. I think that did make her feel like, okay. Like, when am I gonna get what I really need? So I'm glad that he was able to help her
Mm,
break out of her shell. I wish she would have listened to her best friend a little more because her best friend was already like, listen, you don't need to keep taking it. I can help you. Like, as a best friend, we can do it together, you know?
right.
So I
And
think
that's
looking at it,
rare.
yeah, it is. I mean, because
That's
you don't
rare.
always get a best friend that's like, we here, girl, and I got you. You know, like, no strings. We are real best friends. I think that if Liberty would have gave into that a little more, she wouldn't have been as hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, she still would have felt hurt from her mother and sister, but
Yeah.
she still would have had somebody else that was more in her corner.
Right. Right. And then it was also just because she didn't dress a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you heard that because a person can't, they don't like how they dress, they talk shit about them, beat them up for that shit,
It's
or
crazy.
they too big in their eyes, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But she carried herself like, bitch, my shoes may be falling off my feet, but bitch, I got a job. What
Yeah.
you got?
And I go to school.
And what you got?
You
Nothing.
know. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it's not always about material stuff, and
Exactly. And I
it
think
is
that's
what
why
it is.
Yadi was like, ooh, I love her.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think that was the key factor right there. Ooh, I love her
Because it
because
was pure. It was
yeah,
like, I'm not worried about what money you could spend on me. I'm just worried about how we can connect. I'm just keeping it pushing. I ain't gonna be racking up your card and stuff.
man, what's wrong?
I have a wild little 4-year old. So
Oh, those terrible single digits.
yeah, his sister's not home. So I'm his next. Hey, what are you doing now? You've been in your office too long.
And Miss Dominique, you are online. This is your book, Burner Boyz, one book on a series.
Loved it.
Uh,
5 star.
Can you,
Loved it.
I was telling her like I can't believe this book is so damn thick because it didn't look this thick when I was reading this bitch on
Yeah.
the Kindle.
She really did have her back though. That's why I said she was like the best friend a girl could have. This
Yeah,
was wilding. It was really Liberty. It wasn't even like it was just Liberty. It was her in her own head.
but when Liberty stuck and bop and boo bop her sister,
Oh, I was like,
that made my
hallelujah. I was
brain had the church up like,
I
girl,
was like, finally, thank you. That's what
beat
you
that,
needed.
beat her ass, and
Yes,
her mama deserved her ass beat like 10 times over.
she did. Ooh, I wanted Sassy to get into her so bad.
Man, I said,
I
fuck, why
wanted
is you
Sassy to
holding her
tear
back,
her
man?
up. I was like, please, she need to be beat too.
Man, man. And that's why I said in with the Pink Smoke series, The way I would have put baby powder on my hands to smack the shit out of that fucking bitch in that damn book. See, Rock was nice. I
Yeah.
would have smacked her ass until the motherfucking sun somewhere. Cause she was just doing too much.
A lot.
Too much.
A
Too
lot.
much. And that shit just was, I guess that was triggering to me because I've been through that situation.
Yeah.
So I was ready to go through the book and go ham. And the same with Burner Boyz, one of the mama and sister. Yeah, I was.
I wanted to like, I was like, please be her. I was over there like, why? Why you want to hold her back? Why?
Because when
Don't
they
let her
was
be
moving her out, she's sitting here talking about, I'm having your baby, blah, blah, blah.
acting a fool. Acting a whole. I was like, girl, ain't no way that you was wilding this one. And it wasn't even his baby. It wasn't even his baby. Like you did all this extraness.
And not the sister fucking with the op.
The op and
Not the
with
sister
Frito
fucking
and
with
then
the
Frito's
op.
friend. I was like, oh no, you for everybody. You are for everybody.
Man.
Like, do you know who the baby daddy is? We don't even know.
Maury.
A good little scene running back behind the stage. No. Literally. Oh my gosh.
That shit.
It was crazy. I was definitely sitting there like
Miss
laughing, but like
Miss Aubrey J. This is my kind of drama. Let me add this to my Aubrey J. With your books, drama.
wait, am I about to read a book by you today, ma'am? I think I am.
Because trenches.
Yes, I am absolutely about to read.
Because trenches.
It's right
Ma'am. Trenches.
here.
Had my whole life just flashing before my eyes. Like, what?
And you know what? I'm mad at myself because I read I know they did like a couple book series and I read the second one already and I was like, dang, how did I not see the first one? But I was like, I'm starting it today. Well, I started it a little bit, so I'm definitely reading today.
I'm gonna have to get you back on when the book club does RJ, because yes, ma'am, you comment. you comment. Because I got some words for your man.
I'm excited because one of my book girlies, she was texting me like, "Why you didn't read this book yet?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Let me look." I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it." And she was like, "Hurry up!" And I've been slow. I've been slow to getting on it. She told me. She texted me this week, and I was like, "I'm gonna read it, girl. I'm gonna read it." So yeah, we're gonna have to get back on here.
Yeah, because same with not the Burner Boy series, but Dominique has a series called Misguided, the Tucson Mafia, and it's about women.
Okay.
But it's the shit messy.
Messy.
The shit is
it.
messy as fuck, but it's good as fuck.
Okay.
It's good. I only got one more female headed story left for me now. Not one more.
You can't put caps on it. Ain't no cap. Listen, I didn't read the book, but you cannot put caps on. You can't put caps on it. I'll slide in your DMs. I'm one of them. I try to be nice to whenever I like authors, I'll be like, let me be calm and not get in their DMs because on a chance that I be reading late at night and I'll be like, I want to be in the DM, say hello, and then get out the camera. Okay, thank you. I be ready to slide up in there, okay?
Nah, I'm a equal opportunity bitch. I'm going to get in your shit and be ready to cuss your ass. Where the rest of it?
Mm-hmm.
Where I ain't trying to rush you, but I am.
Mm-hmm.
Where the rest of it?
Yep.
The last one is Cross. That's it. Exodus Cousins. She is it. Come on, Aubrey. Come on now. Y'all be playing with people emotions. Y'all be getting us hooked on this shit.
They like to get you hooked, and then I'll be like, come on now, because listen, I want to be in your DMs real bad sometimes, and then I'll be like, I'm a chill, because I'm a wait. But don't be having me wait too long, because now I'm like, wait a minute now, wait a minute. I
Oh,
just have
Dominique.
all the DMs I'm going to be in.
Dominique, you can't talk because I'm saying the same thing to your ass. Because where the rest of the Burner Boys? Where's Pope? Where's Sassy?
Where? Because we need them.
They the fan favorites.
You can write it, slide it to me first.
Right.
You know, I got you.
This is an equal opportunity author complaint. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
And if Virgo Girl wasn't coming out with her next one, I would be on her too. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
She's about let me grab Sharif. So, yeah, both of y'all. This is both of y'all series. Come on now. Come on.
Light it up. Just send it to me. You know, send it to us.
Just saying.
Gotcha.
I know you say you have to be off at 5. Let's see what time is it. It's almost 5. So I'm gonna stay on, but I appreciate you for coming on with me, so we can talk about the Burner Boyz and Pink Smoke.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed it, so I will always be down to do it again, girl. Because I like to talk. I like to talk.
We're gonna have to, once RBJ come out with her next book.
Okay.
We're gonna have to get on here. I think next time I'll have 4 of us on here talking about, the books. But I don't know if I'm gonna do 2 books or 3 books, but we're gonna sit and we're gonna have a real discussion.
Okay.
A discussion, people.
I'm with it.
Oh, she said come out Wednesday. Say less. Say less. But we're gonna have a discussion. And FYI, this whole discussion, if you just tuning in, it is going to be on YouTube podcast, and the discussion audio is going to be on Apple and Spotify sometime this week. So I'll send you links to that so you can have it.
Okay.
And to the authors. So I'm gonna let you can go ahead and log off, and
bye,
it was nice talking to you.